let me get into it. First, I need to whip up the fabled article that I'm going to be talking about. Diablo 2. Google that, and it's the third. It's not. It's like what, the fifth, sixth, something. It's a shitty Polygon article. Okay. Tariq Musa wrote a review a few weeks ago on Diablo 2 Resurrected, and his review was posted to Polygon. That immediately should be a few red flags, but it's okay. Let's pretend it's okay. What's the problem? What's the problem, you may ask? Someone who is presumably of a certain descent, of a certain heritage. Like, I mean, diversity, cool. Actually, his name is pretty fucking cool. Not gonna lie. But yeah, let's actually ignore those personal things and get to it. The first thing with Diablo 2 Resurrected, developer Vicarious Visions had the unbelievable task of releasing a game published by Activision Blizzard. Actually, we can get rid of the elevator music. Let's go for Diablo 2 soundtrack. Okay. Let me try to abstract myself. I want to scream. Okay, good. There we go. Alright, so, my chat. I'm offline. What? Well, okay, there we go. So, what is the deal? What is the deal here? Tariq says that with Diablo 2 Resurrected, developer Vicarious Visions had the unenviable task of releasing a game published by Activision Blizzard. Okay. That's not the unenviable part, frankly. And I would never put that as the unenviable part of it all. I mean, they just did the thing, didn't they? They did their thing. Now, the fact that the game was released, or rather published by Activision Blizzard, that's not the problem. The issue is if the game is made by Activision Blizzard. However, due to the fact that the game was not made by Activision Blizzard, everything is absolutely perfect, and everything is absolutely fine. Okay, let me just actually... Can we do that? Yes, okay, cool. Bop. There we have it. That's that. That's what we're looking at. That's not what we're looking at, actually. Alright, there we go. So, beginning in July, a storm of controversy has raged around the publisher, which has faced several lawsuits alleging toxic workplace environments, a pervasive frat boy culture, and discrimination against women. One of which was instituted by a federal agency and ended with a recent settlement. However, ladies and gentlemen, we all know that those are not alleged workplace environments because Blizzard has been in damage control mode ever since Need I remind you that the Amazon, or rather, no, in Diablo 2 Resurrected, let's use that as an example. Need I remind you that the assassin now has pants. Like whenever she has no armor equipped, she has pants, which she didn't have in Diablo 2. Why? Don't we want to be faithful? Never mind that. But yeah, the issue here is, hey, would you look at that? Would you look at that? The massive corporation is trying to do damage control. I mean, have you seen World of Warcraft in recent times? They removed half of the jokes and flirt emotes. They removed every single mention, yes, of McCree. Every single mention of any person, any real person. It's the sun, ladies and gentlemen. It's the sun. I bask in its glory. I'm actually not as white as I seem at the moment. I promise. Other memes? Well, we have paintings in the game being changed entirely. It's stupid. But yeah, allegedly, they paid money. They paid out a settlement. So, guilty as charged, I feel. That's what it is. Vicarious Visions released its creation into an environment engulfed in cynicism and anger at its affiliate publisher and the creator of the original game. Well, actually, no. The creator of the original game is long dead. The creator of the original game? Blizzard Entertainment and Blizzard North. The publisher, Activision Blizzard, not Blizzard Entertainment, not Blizzard North. It's some foul joke. That's what it is. That is, it's cool. Let's pretend that's that. But yes, cynicism and anger. I mean, it was well deserved. Have you seen the previous remaster released by Blizzard, Activision Blizzard? It was, simply put, abhorrent. Horrible. Warcraft 3, reforged, refunded, like lowest scored game. One of the lowest scored games ever. That's what it is. Cynicism and anger. Well deserved, actually. But yeah, okay. No one expects anything great out of a remaster, frankly. And we all know that a remaster is just a cash grab. Because Diablo 2 runs absolutely perfectly on modern computers. It runs unbelievably perfectly. And if you want to make it run even better, just install a mod. The game is insanely well optimized for some reason, and it works on modern computers flawlessly. You don't need a remaster for it. But hey, we need to tap into the market. We need money. Money! It's also still beautiful, by the way. Diablo 2 still looks astoundingly good, even outside of the remaster. But okay, let's pretend that it was needed. It was not needed. But yeah, okay. What everyone expected was a decent remaster. Like, don't change anything. Just make it the same as it is. Just make it look better. That's what you should be doing. Or make it run smoother or make it run on new PCs. They ported it for PlayStation blah blah and Xbox blah blah. All right, okay, I get it. You wanna make more money. All right, yes, corporate greed. Yes, that's just normal. But I couldn't care less. Let me just grab a bite of something. Mm-hmm. Okay. They had a very simple task. Vicarious Visions. Their task was as follows. Sit down, draw, do like 5 lines of code, and you're done. And anyway, they were gonna fuck it up. Would have been by not doing it that way. Would have been by going overboard or something along those lines. Excuse me as I fiddle with this, because I want it centered on the screen. Actually, it's not gonna. What a shame. Okay, let's make it a little tinier then. But yeah, no one expected anything more than them. No one even wanted anything more than from that. Anything more from them, not than them. No one wanted anything more than that. So they had a very clear-cut task ahead of them. They just didn't. They didn't need to fuck it up. They didn't need to do anything else, anything new. And yeah, longtime players have stopped participating in the Activision Blizzard ecosystem. How the fuck? Why the hell is this underlined? WoW players boycotting game. Okay. So yeah, long-time players, fair enough, high-ranking employees have left. Even during the best of times, working for a company like Activision Blizzard or any major corporation at the lower levels can be difficult. Adding further toxic layers can make it, to use a term suited for Diablo 2, hellish. Yeah, well, Vicarious Visions isn't Blizzard, so, but let's see. Vicarious Visions. Yeah. It's not actually Activision Blizzard. It's just a video game developer. They were independent and then they got bought by Activision. I mean, what would you expect? Okay. So yeah, that last one, the thing about Diablo 2, making it hellish, funky. Nice meme. Let's see. I want to review this game, he says. But I also want to be cognizant of the alleged awfulness done by men in power to Activision Blizzard workers who merely wanted to do their job. Absolutely pointless. This is Vicarious Visions, not Activision Blizzard's. But okay, fair enough. Let's pretend. We need to mention this. We need to have the entire introductory sequence be. Keep in mind, be as follows. Keep in mind that bad, and bad. All that bad applies to somebody else. The person in question, though, we don't know if they're bad. We're gonna figure it out at the end of this review. Alright, cool. Tasked with remastering a classic originally created by this same beleaguered corporation, Vicarious Visions does not deserve this taint. I mean, yeah, they don't. You're doing the thing by throwing taint onto them and allowing them to be so heavily associated. It's Vicarious Visions. It's not Blizzard. Thus, no taint on them. But the question is whether Vicarious Visions succeeded in its task. In summary, it did. Fantastic. Review over. But it's not quite over. And we have a picture. And we have a funky little picture. And let's go. For the uninitiated, we immediately know who this review is aimed at, by the way. People who have never played Diablo 2. Casual players. Casual gamers. console gamers. Alright, for the uninitiated, Diablo 2 is an isometric action-adventure with RPG elements, set in a dark fantasy universe with angels, demons, and all sorts of nefarious entities. Okay, what does isometric mean? If you're gonna be explaining it provide the player with more information. Isometric, what's that mean? What's that mean? I need to look that up in Google, because that's not a term that is used in any other field, is it now? Alright. Or it's a very, very rarely used term, but okay. Dark fantasy universe with angels, demons, and all sorts of nefarious entities. Okay, fair enough. Upon its release in 2000, it was the video game equivalent of a self-aware black metal album, with a performative seriousness that's not meant to be taken earnestly. It remains campy as hell. What? And it's a joy for being so. What the fuck is this person talking about? The video game equivalent of a self-aware black metal album, with a performative seriousness that's not meant to be taken earnestly. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's not meant to be taken earnestly or seriously. That's why they wrote... How many books? How many Diablo books are there? How many Diablo books are there? 5. 5 fucking books. And I have 4 of them. Actually, no. It's not 5. There's 10. There's 10 books. Ten books. That's why. Yes, they don't take themselves seriously at all. Self-aware black metal album. Come on, dude. The fact that you perceive it as such doesn't mean it is such. Nowhere in the game is there ever a little bit of a funny. Look at how self-aware we are. No, there's no such thing. Even if it was the equivalent of a campy... Even if it was campy as hell, which it isn't, even if it was the equivalent of a black metal album with a performative seriousness that's not meant to be taken earnestly, it does not... It's not self-aware. Even if it is doing all those things, it's not self-aware. It's just being super serious, and it's just being a black metal album. But... you, for some reason, decided, I think it's campy, I think it's stupid funny. And then you actually play through the game and you realize, wait a second. What would the world look like if the equivalent of Satan started walking around? Would it not be dreary and sad and unfortunate and evil and dark? Wouldn't it? So, Well. I'll let you think about that for a moment while I take another bite. Oh, 2 of them. Okay. It remains campy as hell. It's not campy. It's not campy at all. It's definitely not campy. Because if you call Diablo 2 campy, every single piece of media becomes campy. It's like Diablo 2 and Diablo 1 are impressively, and I repeat that, impressively rooted in reality, even though they're fantasy. How is it campy? Oh yes, oh it is very campy how our order of mainly women was infiltrated by a demon and absolutely destroyed. Everyone's either dead, killed by the agents of hell, or scattered throughout a wilderness that is hostile. Ah, so campy. Oh, so campy. Oh, me being cynical because all my friends are dead, killed by demons. Campy. Me not being trustworthy. Rather, me not being trusting because all my friends were killed by demons. Yeah. But yes, call it campy. Call it campy. I think, actually, definition of campy. Another word for camp. No. Camp is an aesthetic style and sensibility that regards something as appealing because of its bad taste and ironic value. Okay, so Tariq Musa is religious, and thus he thinks Diablo 2 is very campy, and because of his religious beliefs, he thinks that anything that depicts... Okay, no, that's too harsh, Like, why would it be campy? How would it be poor taste? Well, the only possibility is, there's satanic imagery, and you don't like satanic imagery because you're either a person who is Christian, who is Muslim, or who is a representative of Judaism. They're a person who takes part in Judaism. Maybe you're not a Jew, but you probably could have adopted their faith. Why else? I don't know. Oh, it's so bad taste. It's not in bad taste. It's not inherently bad. He's just, yeah. There we go. There we have it. A bad take. A bad fucking take. At least he kind of likes it. But it's still such a horrible take. I can't believe how someone would say that. Unironically. Unbelievable. Diablo 2 Resurrected is a remaster of the dungeon crawling classic. There are no big updates to controls, camera angles, or map design. It is, in essence, Diablo 2, complete with all the joys and annoyances players might remember. Okay, cool. Players choose from a pool of 7 character classes, with which they smash, shoot, and magically blast their way through randomized environments ranging from rural encampments to creepy tombs. For the purposes of this review, I went through them all. However, there were standouts. My martial artist assassin would be right at home in a Yakuza game, chaining jabs that build into a devastating final blow. Okay. In contrast, my necromancer stands back to let his army of foul beasts, ghouls, and skeletons simply wash over the land, leaving nothing but destruction in its wake. Yeah, I get it. We have to use funky words for some reason, we can't just say, oh, for the purposes of this, I played all of them, but they all stand out, so I quite like the assassin for some reason. Because she kicks. And I also kind of like the necromancer. Because skeletons. Okay, cool. In a Yakuza game, though. Are you fucking... Are you serious? Oh, she'd be right at home in a Yakuza game. Yakuza game. Yakuza. First game, 2005. But yeah, the assassin would be right at home in a Yakuza game. Whatever. Whatever. Ha ha ha. I see what it is. Tariq! You're a console gamer. I see. The controls are wonderfully responsive, and each class has its own mechanical feel. Playing on PS5, I feel every jab and magic bolt on the DualSense. He's saying good things about the game. So, I'm not mad. But it's just... Okay. It's more than evident to me that this person has... Probably... Most likely... Permissibly, undeniably... Not played the previous Diablo games, or maybe he has in order to prepare himself for this review, but he hasn't played them nearly as thoroughly as he ought to have. And for some reason his gaming culture is very, very messed up, or something along those lines. Like, why would you compare it to Yakuza? Why would you compare it to Yakuza? Why would you compare it to Yakuza? You don't need to compare it to Yakuza. Compare it to World of Warcraft's Rogue, or something along those lines. Why would you compare it to Yakuza? I don't get it. I don't get it. Are you farming points with the Japanese mob? If you are, okay, Tariq, signal somehow. Tell me you need help. Tell me you're in danger. You're being held at sword point. Something along those lines. Tell me. Instead of doing these weird references. The assassin is nothing like a Yakuza, like a character in Yakuza. Nothing like a character in Yakuza. Nothing like a Yakuza game. Like, holy shit, no, not at all. But okay, fair. However, in keeping with the theme of old school games, Diablo 2 Resurrected does little to guide players. No. Okay. This person has had his brain rotten by playing PlayStation games. Tutorials are almost non-existent. Oh no, tutorials. Oh, tutorials, bruh. Oh, I need you to hold my hand and guide me. I am a 3-year-old ADHD-ridden child. I cannot read. I have no reasoning abilities. Please give me a tutorial. I want to have Alzheimer's at age 50 and dementia and all the diseases that could be prevented or that I could postpone by exercising my mental abilities. However, I do not want to do that. I would rather live... Excuse me. I would rather live in comfort than have everything be done for me without my involvement, other than me moving my hand a little bit and clicking the mouse button. Tariq, this is not healthy. This is not healthy. Diablo 2 itself is incredibly intuitive to play. You level up and there's a big red button that pops up. Oh, big red button. What's it do? Let's see what happens. When I obtained a new skill, I thought it would be automatically mapped and bound to an available button. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Tariq. Tariq, are you a fan of those mobile games that play themselves? If so, you should resign. You shouldn't be reviewing games because you don't want to play games. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's perform an experiment. Okay? An experiment. Let me boot up Diablo. Diablo 2, that is. Let's create a new character. Let's make it that guy. A paladin. Alright, there we go. Now, you end up in the game. You are in the game now. Right? You are in the game. This is your first time playing Diablo 2. What is going on? Well, most likely, this is gonna be open. And you're wondering, what's going on? You click around. Ah, okay, I can walk. I can click that guy. You click him, you talk to him. Okay, cool. What now? You can keep walking around.
Not in town.
And you're like, okay, why is this red? I wanna... Okay, how do I hit things? I have a sword. But you can't quite figure that out. So you're like, okay, cool. Escape. Options. Configure controls. Alright, so that's not gonna help you. There's no help in the options screen. Okay, cool. Now this red thing, that looks like it means something. So that's attack. You click it to attack, maybe. Oh, nothing. Oh, something pops up. Throw an attack, normal attack. Okay, cool. But then you're like, okay, so you click it. That's not attacking. Okay, that's that. Okay. You can do some stuff like that. Okay, you click that. Oh, suddenly you can do that. Okay. What about that? Oh, okay. You click, nothing happens. You click the other button. Oh, something happens. But alright, cool. So you figured it out. You figured how you can use these and these. You now know something. And then you're like, okay, so it doesn't work. Okay, so character. Oh, there's nothing here. Okay, cool. Inventory. Oh, those are my stuff. That's my stuff. Scroll of identification.
Not in town.
I can't use that. That's my sword. Haha, funny, I can do that.
I can't.
Okay, cool. Skill tree. Oh, cool. That says a zero. That says 0. Oh, okay, cool. But and then you're like, oh, okay, are those spells? Those spells, cool, nice. And you're like, what about that? Oh, mouse. Ooh, auto map. All right, cool. Message log. Okay. Quest log. Huh. Oh, actually. What the hell? There wasn't there? Am I just misremembering stuff? No way. There should have been. There was something. There was 100% something. Like when you start the game, there's an overlay or something like that that tells you stuff. There's an overlay that tells you stuff. And in any case, help screen, yes. There, that's that. Hold Control to run. Hold Alt to highlight items on the ground. Hold Shift to attack while standing still. Hit Tab to toggle the auto map on and off. Enter F1 to F8 to set your left or right mouse button skills. Hit H to toggle this screen open and closed. Life Orb. Left mouse button skill. Click to change. New stats. Run, walk, toggle. Experience bar. Mini panel. Opens character inventory and other screens. Belt. New skill. Oh, wow. You have that. So that tells you everything you need to know. Okay, so baseless complaints from Tariq. Baseless complaints. I also had an idea that when leveling up I could choose to obtain new skills and abilities in addition to upgrading attributes. It is not hard to figure out, but a bit more guidance would have been welcome, especially for new players who never played the original. Tariq! Tariq! You've never played the original yourself, have you? You silly goose! You silly goose, Tariq! That's not how we do it! That's not how we do it! Learning is an integral part of the human experience. Okay? If you are a child or a teenager, learning is done through the means of having someone explicitly guide you and help you learn. You are taught. However, when you become an adult, you cease to do that. You lose the opportunity to do that. Yes, it is more convenient to be taught. But unfortunately, the reality of the situation is you are allowed, or rather you are forced to teach yourself. You have to teach yourself. You have to learn. How do you do that? You go to university and you're told, okay, Bubby, we're gonna do that. Okay, cool. You gotta do that. How do I do that? Well, we're gonna find out. Okay, cool. And you find out. You look it up. You find books. You read the books. You learn. You study. You find out by yourself. No one guides you. No one holds your hand. And Diablo 2 is a game for mature audiences. So no kiddies. No kiddies. You should not expect a kiddie little tutorial that's like, hey buddy, big pop-up, like a big Mountain Dew bottle, pop-up, press E to interact. And that never disappears. Or you walk up to a guy and it tells you, pull out your sword to kill him dead. Okay, and it never disappears. Or you have a fucking 10-minute sequence of you getting introduced to the game. No, Tariq, no. Those are bad. Those are bad. Tutorials are not good. You shouldn't have tutorials, Tariq. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. No tutorials, Tariq, okay? No tutorials. Or if you have a tutorial, don't make it too long. Make it very bare bones. Leave. Allow the player to discover things. Discovery is one of the good things about games. It's one of the things you like doing as a person. That moment when you figure it out. You would never get that. You would never get the satisfaction of doing that. If you just, okay, baby, teach me how to play. Tariq, you disappoint me. And then there's screenshot, a picture of the assassin. Oh my fucking god. The Amazon standing next to her in the shade is just so fucking horrible. Ugh. All right, let's get on with it. Well, once I actually figured out the button mapping mechanics, the characters opened up. Resurrected allows me to map a secondary set of actions to the controller's left trigger. For example, I press X to do a basic attack, but by holding L2 and X, I can execute a character's more powerful magic attack. I tend to use these secondary buttons for magic or special abilities, which drain the character's mana pool, while keeping my vanilla buttons for immediate, non-draining attacks. By mixing and matching combat and magic, my characters turn into absolute machines. Given responsive controls, it became a joy to play as any of the classes. Okay, I guess fair enough. No, nothing I can say about that. He's heaping praise onto the game. That's cool. It's not too bad. Diablo is a famously addictive franchise, despite it consisting almost entirely of combat from the same fixed angle. How is the same fixed angle bad? How is the game consisting entirely of combat bad? If the game's combat is good, the game is fucking dope. Have you ever heard about fighting games? They're exclusively combat from a fixed fucking angle. Well, there's some newer games that don't have fixed angles, but still. But yeah, Diablo, very addictive, even though it's so bad. Tariq, what are you going on about? Come on now. But monotony is broken by the variety of enemies, evolving environments, dungeon randomization, and loot. I was constantly thrilled when I found a powerful wand or unique sword. Alright, Tariq, that's not bad. That sounds pretty good. Okay, no, something going bad. Something's going bad here. It's just bugged. Why the fuck did it bug? Ah, there we go. However, leveling up my character was the main drive. No doubt many MMORPG fans can speak to this thrill. I just wanted to level up one more time, gain one more skill. Before I knew it, hours had flown by, despite setting myself a limit. With a level cap of 99, there are plenty of hours to spend. Even the core original game could clock in at just under 200 hours for completionists. What? What did he just say? What did he just say? What did he just say? Under 200 hours for completionists? You mean to tell me that someone can start the game, learn it, get to level 99, and farm Tyrael's might in just under 200 hours? Okay, cool. Okay. The plot remains the same as it ever was, with shot-for-shot cutscenes told through gorgeous, updated cinematics. The cinematics, yeah, they're not too bad. They're not too bad. Well written, performed, and directed, they remain campy scenes. Making our love and treasure. Tariq! Tariq! You stinky boy! Oh dear, what's coming up? What's coming up? Ooh, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh. Since this is an early 2000s game, NPCs drown me in words rather than engaging in interesting or animated discussions. Tariq is some insane ADHD-ridden 3-year-old child. That's the only explanation. They're extremely well acted, but they become cloying nonetheless. I almost never skip dialogue in games, but in Resurrected I often did, because the subtitles served the same purpose. The mandatory dialogue in Diablo 2 is absolutely zero. The dialogue that you end up forced to listen to, that automatically begins when you click a character, is nowhere near long enough to be boring. I get it, Tariq. You cannot engage with the story of this world of Diablo 2. Because you think it's campy, because you don't take it seriously. You can't perceive it as a piece of media, as a piece of fiction that is worthwhile. You can't read it, you can't listen to it, you can't think about it. Okay, that makes sense. No, you can't. You just apparently can't. Indeed, the first two Diablo games don't have characters so much as glorified audio logs on two legs. It is only in the third game that we find real NPCs who grow, learn, come into conflict, and have their own agendas. My God, it's a Diablo 3 apologist. It's a Diablo 3 apologist. A Diablo 3 apologist. Holy sh! No, Tariq, you can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that. No, you can't heap praise onto Diablo 3 when you're talking about Diablo 2. You can't do that. Oh. Real NPCs, bro. Real NPCs. And coming to conflict and have their own agendas. Nilotech had no agenda. No agenda. Farah was not interested because she did not hide something. No one said anything about how intriguingly weird it was that Farah from Act 2 was so weirdly capable of fighting and was a bit weird. No, there was no conflict, no learning, no personal agenda. Nah, Jaren and Mischief, they were not kinda upsetty with one another, specifically Mischief, because Jaren decided, no, we're not leaving Port, but we're gonna be staying here. Mischief's like, no, I wanna leave. No, because of reasons. Real NPCs, it needs to move, it needs to pretend to be a real person, it needs to be fucking stupid. Okay, I get it, Tariq, I get it. Your brain has actually rotten. Your brain has actually rotten from playing all these new, exciting, ADHD-ridden games from, up to 6 years ago. For consoles, where wowie, look at the characters, they're running around, they're talking, they're acting stupid, because every single character in every single game from like 10 years ago, from up to 10 years ago, is a fucking idiot, and they do things no rational normal person would do, but hey, it's a character. Grow. Grow? Nobody. Lysander didn't grow at all. He's like, it begins and he's like, how do I know I can trust you? Huh? And he doesn't like you at all at the start of this whole ordeal. And then by the end he's like, hey, you bothered me less than most. He's like, I kind of liked you, buddy. You were kind of cool. But no. are glorified legs, legs, and replaced the brain. Alzheimer's, our God, give it to brain. You want a tutorial for the game that's played with 2 fucking mouse buttons? 2 mouse buttons. Tariq, you're upsetting me. You're probably a wonderful guy, but like, come on. I get it. You can just... Never mind. I don't want to dig into that. I'm upset. And I'm not happy about it. But perhaps Diablo 2 Resurrected's worst issue is its inventory quote-unquote management. Another hangover from the original's old school design. Uh-oh. If you love nitpicky administration and Excel balances, you will adore this. Otherwise, you expect hellish clerkwork. What is he going on about? The inventory system is really fun, really amusing. The inventory space is extremely and unnecessarily restrictive. No. Tariq, do you know what a charm is? If we had infinite inventory, how would we balance charms? Tariq, you are giving large stash to dump items. But there's no way to send any item directly to stash. As games like Demon Souls' remake allow. He is a console monkey. He's a console idiot. Console moron, console imbecile, something along those lines. Buddy! Here you must play Pac-Mule. While slaughtering countless enemies, I had to pause, return to camp, and dump or sell items to make space for more loot that I would have to dump or sell. Buddy! Did you even know what to do with the gold? Did you? I guess you didn't. I'm almost certain you didn't know what to do with the gold. I'm almost certain you just picked up every single item you could find and you sold it for fucking pennies. I'm almost certain you didn't realize, okay, yeah, these don't sell at all. I'm not gonna pick them up ever. No, I'm almost certain you just, okay, oh, I'm full on inventory space, buddy, gotta go sell it. The cycle is tedious and annoying. It breaks the flow of combat and exploration. I only hope a solution is implemented. Yeah, the solution is as follows. Let me tell you. It's a bit of a secret. It's a bit of a secret, Tariq. It's a bit of a secret. But trust me on that one. It's a really funny one. It's a really cool one. Now, listen here. This is big wisdom. Use your brain. Ain't that a solution, Tariq? Yes, indeed. It's true. You can use your brain. Find out which items are worth more by selling the items that you grab. Find out which type of item is worth selling. And then do it. This is the RPG element. Simulates reality. You don't have... Why would you have a stamina bar? Why aren't you complaining about the stamina bar? Its only purpose is to slow you down occasionally when you run out of stamina. Why aren't you complaining about that? Because you're so used to having a stamina bar But when you have to actually deal with inventory management, oh, he goes insane. Tariq. Right. It is hard to talk about Diablo 2 Resurrected without dwelling too much on what made Diablo 2 great to begin with. It is also hard to not to linger on what makes the original frustrating by today's standards. No, it's not. It's very fucking easy. You take into account the fact that today's standards are dog shit terrible, most of them, and you realize, well, this game is actually pretty good. Because today's standards would have mean, hey, bro, you wanna buy some stash fucking tabs, buddy? Bam! $5 per stash tab. Buy stash tabs. Oh, you died on hardcore? $100. Get your character back, buddy. Oh, you don't want a level? Oh, $60, buddy. You get level 60. You don't want to farm Zod runes? Actually, no, you don't want to farm burr runes. Oh, look at that deal. $30 for 3 burr runes, dude. Oh, you ran out of Star Ball scrolls, buddy? I don't want to go back to town the whole way. Don't worry about it, bro. Baby, $2.99. I'm going to give you a full tome of town portal. Oh, or, how about we introduce Act 0.1 before Act 1? And Act 0.1 is going to tell you all about how to play the game. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna have interesting NPCs who run around with you and do all kinds of funky stuff. Oh, emergent storytelling with your mercenary. Yeah, you never thought about that? You never thought about the emergent storytelling you could be performing by yourself? You could... Are people just not using their brains? That's probably the case. Okay. The updates are a joy to behold. Loading times are instant. Controls are tightly designed. And it remains a very easy game to pick up and play. Have you played Diablo 2 on a modern PC by chance? Loading times are instant. Controls are tightly designed. And it remains a very easy game to pick up and play. The graphics, animation, increased frame rate option, and sound design are a delight for the senses. The graphics, animations, and sound design are a delight for the senses when it comes to Diablo 2 as well, yeah. But sure, I'll agree that the graphics are pretty nice. The increased frame rate options are pretty nice. The movements of the characters, though, some of those look very silly. But it's teething problems. Poor tutorials, not a problem. Boring dialogue, not a problem. And infuriating inventory management, not a problem. Remain. The test is not actually whether you like Resurrected, but whether you like Diablo 2. And given that it's been 20 years, you probably know the answer to that. Oh, that's so buddy. Oh, okay. I want to see which game you like. You probably loved Assassin's Creed Odyssey, did you? And Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That probably made your pecker pump up. Tariq, It didn't start strong, but somehow it just went downhill. It just went down, down, down. Oh hey, you're a console gamer, aren't you? You probably are. Actually, no, not probably. You are. You definitely are. You admitted it. You have a PS fucking 5. I'm kind of mad. I'm kind of upsetting. And no pack of spaghetti is gonna fix this. BRB. Alright, I'm back. Oh! I'm really not liking this review. However, actually no, let me just ding 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 ding. However, there are a couple new issues to consider. Resurrected allows for online and offline characters, but the two columns will never overlap. So if you have leveled up your offline Amazon to higher levels, she'll never be able to play with your friends. Buddy, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? This was an issue this was a quote-unquote issue in Diablo 1 as well. Diablo 2, normal Diablo 2, old Diablo 2. I get it. You cannot comprehend a game that is not online always. That is not single player. That does not involve I am constantly jacked into the fucking Matrix. I get it, Tariq. I get it. But that doesn't mean they don't exist. Never mind. This barrier is unfortunate, since I do recommend playing it offline first, as the game is more responsive. In other words, the servers fucking suck ass, right? Okay, good to know. In fact, I would recommend you use offline play as your own introduction to familiarize yourself with the gameplay before leaping online, where you'll face lag, slightly delayed inputs, and co-op partners' annoyances. You've got bad fucking co-op partners then, buddy. If they're getting annoyed at you when you're new to the game, like, dumbass. Excuse me. But like, what the fuck? No one's gonna be annoyed at you for being new to the game. Resurrected, but otherwise, co-op was very easy to set up and play with friends. Resurrected benefits from co-op, particularly when characters complement each other. Paladin and sorcerers are a great combo, he says. Buddy! Paladin and anything else is a great combo. Because paladins are a support class. That is no actually a support class. That's just the go-to best class. Excuse me. There were also network issues on launch day. Buddy, you have network issues already. Lag? Slightly delayed inputs? That's network issues. The biggest impact was that I lost all progress on an offline character, an issue the developers are aware of, restarting her at level 1. There are smaller issues with playing offline, most notably the lag and occasional stutter, even in a private solo game. Oh fucking god! Always on DRM! Game is 1 out of 10. Don't play it. However, it was mostly a smooth experience whether online or offline. But coping. Monstrous amounts of copium, buddy. Please. The copium is atrociously plentiful. Diablo 2 Resurrected is a game of contrasts. It's a solidly designed dungeon crawler with the trappings of an early 2000. He can't comprehend that old can also be kinda good. Oh, with the trappings of an early 2000s game. Oh, why? I would have loved if I could have had some shitty fucking completion fucking dog shit shoving up my ass. In Diablo 2 Resurrected. I would have loved it if you could have made it even more always. No, actually no. You complained. You complained about the new stuff. You complained about the modern trappings of a 2020s game, always on DRM. You complained about it, buddy. You complained about it. So shut your mouth. 2000s games, you could, guess what? Mod them. You could modify the fucking game. And you wouldn't have the issues you complained about anymore. Even though those are not issues to ever be complained about because they're parts of the game, integral to it. Even why would you have a big ass fat book of town portal scrolls available as an option if you're not gonna use it regularly to teleport back to town? Huh? You think I should be able to use the waypoint and then go back every. I should have enough space in my inventory to be able to go pick up every single item that ever drops in between each waypoint. Yeah. So I technically, my inventory space should be about as massive as the fucking stash. All 4 tabs of it. It has incredible, intense performances from its actors, but the entire plot is laughably silly. This Tariq, are you clinically insane? Tariq, did you play the same game? Well, the plot is so fucking silly, dude. The plot is so silly. So is Lord of the Rings also an incredibly silly plot? Is Marvel's Cinematic Universe a silly plot? Is the Chronicles of Narnia a silly plot? Is Dune a silly plot? Who doesn't think so? The original Diablo 2 was the pinnacle of dungeon crawlers in 2000, but in its present form, it's more of a fossil. He's mad. He's mad. He's actually mad. Okay, I'm not gonna keep talking ill of a person who is insane. I'm not gonna keep that up. So that's that, folk. That is it. That is it for this experience. That's that. I'm out. I'm tapping out.